roasted potatoes in the air fryer. First, wash your potatoes. Doesn't matter what kind of potatoes you've got. Little red ones, little white ones, big red ones, big white ones, big brown ones. Doesn't matter. Wash them with the skin on them. I'm gonna use a mix of red and white in the little mini ones, but you can use whatever you want. I'm gonna get them from the sink. When you're washing potatoes, scrub them. Use your hands and scrub. Get all the dirt off of them. So now that they're washed, we're gonna try and cut them in even pieces. So they're pretty small as it is. They're really teeny tiny, but so I'm just gonna cut them in quarters. That way they'll cook faster. So let's do that real quick. Let me show you. I'm gonna cut them half this way, half this way, so they're in quarters. Just like that. While you're cutting these, go ahead and get 2 tablespoons of butter and melt it in the microwave. Always melt butter in glass dishes. Back to cutting. If your air fryer requires preheating, now would be a good time to preheat it. Mine asks for it, but I actually don't bother with it preheated. I just throw them in and adjust my cooking time. The butter is melted, so we're just gonna pull that out, let it cool for just a second. Go. That's it cool. Grab a bowl to put your potatoes in so that you can mix them. How many potatoes you make will just depend on how many people you're trying to feed. Usually the Little Company potatoes, I'll use the half a package for 2 people, and that'll give us enough leftovers for lunch the next day. The more potatoes you have, the more your cooking time is, so make sure that you're adjusting that a little bit. Almost. All right, now we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna move you so you can see what I'm doing here. Hi, puppies. All right, we're gonna take our butter and we're gonna get some seasoned salt and a little bit of garlic. All right, so first things first, we're gonna pour about half the butter in the bowl. We're gonna stir it quick because the butter is gonna solidify as soon as it hits those cold potatoes. So about half of it. Just eyeball it, doesn't have to be perfect. Stir it to try and get all the potatoes to be coated. Make sure you're scraping from the bottom because the butter is going to go over to the bottom there. Okay, now pour the rest of your butter in. Go ahead and stir it again. And now it's time to season our potatoes. We're going to use some seasoned salt. We're gonna go like a medium on this. Not light, but not really heavy either. I know that's not a really good measurement, but just kind of eyeball it. You know, sprinkle some on there, stir it in. If you see that all the potatoes are not quite covered, stir in a little bit more. I'm gonna add just a little bit more of this. Just for a little. Okay, and then garlic. Just like last time, a little goes a long way, so only use a little bit. A real light sprinkle. Stir it up again, and then we can take it over to the air fryer. All right, come with me. All right, I have an Instant Pot air fryer. Your air fryer might be different than mine. Here's what mine looks like. So I'm gonna plug it in. I always keep them unplugged until I'm ready to use it. Door needs to go open. I'm gonna hit the air fryer button. I'm gonna set it for 20 minutes at 380 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the start button. Now mine usually preheats, but like I said, I'm just gonna throw these in here. So I'm gonna open up the door, pour it in the bottom. Make sure I get all that good bits. And I want to kind of make sure that it's an even layer on the bottom of the pan before I shut it. Go ahead and turn it on. And then I'm just going to let the air fryer do its thing. About halfway through cooking, I'm going to pull the tray out and just give it a nice good shake and throw it back in there. But that's all. That's it. You'll have air fried potatoes in no time. All right, potatoes are done. So you can see them in the air fryer. They're all nice and golden. So I'm just gonna pour them into a pan. Be careful, the pot, there's water that drips from the edges here, so be careful with that. I'm gonna hold that thing there, the shelf in the bottom, so that it doesn't flip onto me. Pour it into a bowl, and then it's ready to serve.